Welcome to the Wrestlecast. This is episode number 5, May 24th, 2022. Rocky, joined by Wesley and Rodney. We're your podcast hosts. Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all doing today?
Tired.
Hell yeah. Fucking sleepy gang, represent.
Goddamn right.
Yep, doing all right. Ready to go over a shorter week of wrestling this week.
Hell yeah. All right. So we got, we're going to be covering Rampage and Smackdown and probably going over, we will be going over the Double or Nothing card. Just, to see what's going on, what's happening.
Yeah, I think we'll be skimming through a little bit of Raw, too.
Yes.
Yeah, we had Raw last night. Was the date on that? 23rd, 5/23?
5/23.
So we got
Smackdown on Friday, huh?
Yeah, Smackdown 5/20. They had one of their usual start-offs. They either start or end with Roman, which is kind of what they do now.
We must acknowledge him.
Roman's had that fucking belt for 629 days as of that show. Oh, that's fucking insane, man.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Oh. And I just don't see how they do it or who they do it with.
Drew. Drew's all you got left.
Drew, that's it. I mean, but they haven't really focused on a feud with him. They threw him in with RK Bro, been pushing RK Bro and Usos down our throats. But then McIntyre hasn't been on, I think the past 2 shows.
Oh, I don't even know.
It's just weird. You got one of your biggest pay-per-views coming up. You don't really have anything going on with Roman because you don't have anybody else you can throw at him.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway because he just signed that deal for less dates. So, I guess it's
Did he sign
irrelevant.
The Brock Lesnar deal?
Oh, yeah. Supposedly you'll be seeing a lot less of Roman.
Well, I think, you're right. He did sign that new deal. And he's also, there was that news that he was going to be taking, next 10 weeks off of house shows?
Yeah.
He'll still be making TV, but he's not going to be featured on any house shows for about 10 weeks or so.
We're talking about Roman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
So now he's got both belts, and we're not going to see... Now he's going to have both belts hostage. We're not going to see them being competed for, barely on television, barely ever on Raw, their headline show.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but that seems to be Vince's fetish. Put your belts on somebody that's going to hold it hostage for a while.
It's
Goldberg.
The only belts on Raw right now is the fucking Intercontinental.
Is that Raw or SmackDown?
With Ricochet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is Raw then.
Ricochet's got it.
Yeah, and when was the last time he was on TV?
He's been having run-ins with he's been coming out to save Drew Gulak.
What the fuck? Why?
This is your only belt
anymore.
This is your only belt on your headline show, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah. There's nothing else.
Sounds like Ricochet's title reign is similar to the last title reign that Nakamura had, where I think in the entire time that he had it, he defended it once, and he had it for months upon months.
Yeah, but here's the difference. You had Nakamura tied in with Boogs, and at least it was entertaining.
Right.
And he was out every week doing something. Even if he wasn't defending, he was still having matches that I couldn't tell you the last time I saw the Intercontinental title defended.
I'm not sure. I keep forgetting they have it, and then all of a sudden it shows Ricochet in the back talking with Gulak or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's got the belt.
Yeah.
Way to normalize fucking Ricochet. I don't know, man. That dude can do some shit and just they just don't do anything with him.
Duh, the 24/7 belt has been on Raw.
Oh, that's true.
So that's
it does get an extended segment every week now.
That's the headline belt on USA every Monday now.
And is that still Dana Brooke?
Yeah.
And then it's not going to go by 24/7 rules because they're going to have a sanctioned match versus Carmella for the belt.
You know,
yeah, they've had a couple of sanctioned matches.
I was going to give the fucking 24/7 belt some shit, but then again, it's not fucking cum covered, so I think I'm going to lay off of it. Because, you know what, I guess they're doing something with it.
I mean, it was fine when they first announced it. They gave it to Truth.
I love it.
And he became 87-time champ in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That and fucking what? He pinned Jinder Mahal on a plane while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Drake Maverick on the night of his honeymoon shit. Like,
yep.
Yeah, that was some good shit.
Right when they were consummating the marriage. Yep.
That was fucking great.
But man, I didn't even think about that, though. You're right. That's literally the only 2 belts that are on Raw, and neither one of them are fucking worth a damn right now. Jesus Christ.
Yep. You're using the belt as a sideshow for a beef between Gulak and the Nazi General Gunther.
Oh, hold up. On Raw, you have the women's tag team belts. They're being held by Vacant right now.
Yeah, Vacant's doing really good right now.
Yeah.
You can always lean on Vacant.
Who are the SmackDown champs right now?
What SmackDown? What champs?
Wait, they don't have the belts on both shows?
The women's tag?
Yeah.
No, it's only one belt. One set of belts.
I could have swore they had them on each.
Yeah, I did too, but no.
They go both ways.
Yeah. Those were the only belts that were technically allowed to bounce from show to show. Until, they threw that shit out the fucking window.
Yeah, I spent some time not watching WWE, so I didn't realize that. I forgot.
Yep. Yeah, maybe they'll bring back the Cruiserweight Championship or something. The 205 Live belt. Put that on Raw.
Is that not on NXT anymore?
I have no earthly idea.
They put out some promo for that Crown Jewel bullshit. Speaking of
it's sometime
bringing things back, they tweeted or whatever with the caption of something about not the dead will rise again, but something will rise again. And it had a picture of Undertaker looking all like beat up, just staring at the screen, like with the picture. And it's like, can you imagine? They fucking turn around and bring fucking Undertaker back for Crown Jewel.
He's gonna host it.
Maybe
he's gonna. I think he's probably gonna host it like fucking Hogan would host a pay-per-view or some shit.
Okay.
Which is just walking out there to talk to the crowd for 2 minutes and then go back in, and that's it.
I'm just curious to figure out which long since deceased superstar the Saudi prince wants this year. He's picked some doozies.
We're not gonna get our big Chris Benoit Crown Jewel match.
No, I think the first year he wanted Andre the Giant. I think he realized he was dead. No, but I am curious.
He can have Ric Flair.
Well, he does have one more match in him.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's prepping for another match, and he came out and said he damn well is gonna get on the top rope.
There's
Goldberg and Flair at Crown Jewel.
Oh my God, no.
There's rumors of that Ric Flair match now being Hogan. At first it was Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, and Ricky Steamboat's like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat came out and said, nah, fuck that noise.
I'm not touching that at all.
That ain't gonna work for me, brother.
Yeah, throw that creative control card out there.
So yeah, I don't know who they put Flair up against. They should put him up against like fucking Kevin Nash. Just have Kevin Nash show up and chokeslam him. Actually, I'd pay to watch him pile drive Flair. I'd drive to Nashville or wherever they said it's going to be. Watch Flair get a pile driver or power bomb one more time.
Oh my god, no.
I don't know. I read some like op-ed some random person wrote about Rick wanting to do one more match, and he was talking about like nobody wants to see that. And I'm like, fuck that. I absolutely want to see this. I want to see this train wreck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing about actually wanting to see Ric Flair.
Right. That he's been past his prime for like 30 years. I'm not worried about that.
I've never gotten to see a man die on television.
That's where I'm at this point.
Oh man.
He said that's how he's going out, and damn it, I think this is the time. This is going to be the one.
Though I was watching the pay-per-view when Owen Hart went down, so I guess that was kind of a lie. But
thankfully, that was a time in my life where I couldn't afford shit like that.
Maybe with
I did not see that live.
Maybe with this garbage show, whoever's putting this show on, maybe the way they shoot stuff, we'll actually get to see Rick go out like a champ.
Champ.
You're gonna go out like Doc Hudson in Cars.
Wesley broke it here. Deonna Purrazzo versus Ric Flair.
Jordan Grace.
Team Pog versus Ric Flair.
Ric Flair and FTR. At least that was the rumors. They were saying it was going to be like a 3-on-3. It was saying Rick. Yeah, it said maybe Ric Flair and FTR. Man, I'd like to see FTR not work with Ric Flair.
He's going to get hit by a punch, do a flat back bump, come back up with a head full of blood, and then he's going to fucking roll back out.
Yeah, I mean, you know how this whole thing is going to go. He's going to do the old man flop. He's going to get thrown into the corner. He's going to do the flip over the ropes. He's going to go to the top rope and get, chucked off the top rope because, I don't think he's ever hit a splash or anything.
Rocky's got the right of it, though, huh?
Are you saying that Ric Flair is pretty much the wrestler from fucking...
Yes, he is Mickey Rourke.
Mickey
Rourke, the wrestler?
Yes.
Rocky's got to have the right of it there, though. If Rick wrestles again and it's on some kind of mini pay-per-view on some fucking garbage can show, he's gonna blade, right?
Of course he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely cutting himself.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like a hallmark of my... Because WCW was the thing I watched primarily before moving to WWF back in the day. And that was the thing that I remember more fondly than anything. I feel like within a couple of minutes of the match, or at least that's how it's perceived in my memory, fucking Ric Flair is just bleeding.
Yeah.
And I remember, I forget what pay-per-view it is, but it was the pay-per-view where they had the rings side by side. And I think it was the Four Horsemen. It was a Four Horsemen match. Fucking Terry Funk fell in between the ring. And fucking...
That must have been like War Games or something.
War Games.
Were they slamming fucking Flair's head with the gate? I don't know.
Oh, no. That was... that was Four Horsemen versus the NWO. That was when Kurt Hennig had his big heel turn. Out of many heel turns.
Okay, y'all are thinking of a newer one than I was thinking. I started thinking back. I was thinking back to like... I think it was like 92. They had
no,
one
this would
back
have been
with
like 97 or so.
No,
they had the one back with Steve Austin and Sting, and fuck, I'm blanking on everybody in it. But I was thinking I thought Four Horsemen were involved in that one.
I'm sure they were.
But yeah, I know the one you're talking about now.
I just remember fucking Ric Flair bleeding like all hell, and Terry Funk falling in between the two rings.
That's what Cody was trying to do.
Amazing. That was some good shit. Anyway, did we even start talking about SmackDown yet?
Yeah, we did. All we did was start talking about Roman from the beginning, and then it
the
trailed off.
The show did open with Roman, which
Okay.
And then it was us talking about the belts. But to continue on with the actual matches, this opened up Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke. Sami Zayn still coming out in the Bloodline t-shirts, and wanting to be part of the Bloodline and saying he has their best interests at heart and everything. It was just a whatever. It was another Sami match. They kind of feed Sami to everybody.
I mean, he is good at taking an ass beating, I guess.
Yeah, he's really good at making people dislike him too. So you can throw him out as a heel against everybody. So yeah, Shinsuke wins that match. There wasn't much to it. Next up, they had Happy Time. Yeah, Happy comes out and starts talking shit about Madcap. He says he huffed and he puffed and he put Madcap in an ambulance.
Wow.
Yeah, real clever.
Yeah, coming from him, that would piss me off if I heard it.
I'm pretty upset that I had read that this is they wrote Madcap off because they might be repackaging him.
Yeah.
I wanted my championship suspenders.
Yeah. Well, leave it to the E to, ruin a good thing before it even becomes a thing.
They're going to turn around and pair him up with Butch. Can't wait.
Yay. Oh, good. Next was Drew Gulak versus Gunther.
Yeah, just another Gulak squash. Fucking Gunther whooping up on, making him look like nothing.
Drew Gulak, a man of many talents, wrestler, interviewer.
Bell,
That's amazing.
Bell ringer.
There you go.
He does
Jobber.
everything. Yeah, now he's a straight up glorified jobber. He's a step above the trainees that they bring in to play security. It's awful. Yeah, I remember having hype around him a few years ago. But now they're using this between Gunther and Gulak. I guess they're trying to set up Ricochet to face Gunther for the Intercontinental.
Which means that Ricochet will have done diddly with the belt and he'll lose it to Gunther.
Yep.
Yay.
I don't know where they're going. I can't even think to predict where they're going.
Did he say he's going to face Gunther's going to face a Ricochet, and immediately I think of Brock Lesnar fucking squashing Kofi on the debut episode of Smackdown on Fox. So that's
Poor Kofi.
Man, yeah, that makes me.
Sorry, I guess I don't watch it, so it's feel like it's bringing up similar memories of things that I've seen when I did watch it. It's weird.
Well, everything. Eventually, it's all recycled.
Yeah, the names change, the bullshit doesn't.
Yeah, and it's just law of diminishing returns. It's just never the same. Every time you run through it again.
Yeah,
but yeah, that Ricochet, he made his appearance there, whatever. Fucking. They bring out this next match is Raquel versus Shotzi.
Oh, good. So now Shotzi's a jobber too?
Yeah, Shotzi and Aaliyah are arguing over who should be fighting for the title and who should fight Ronda. Didn't they use these two as nothings just 3 weeks ago with Charlotte and Ronda doing a I Quit match with these two.
Yeah.
And they got them arguing over who should be challenging for the title. Like, come on, you've made both of them look like schmucks.
Well, I mean, whatever few Aaliyah matches I've watched, she looks like she's green as hell.
Yeah, she's small. She doesn't look like she could beat anybody. Not believably.
Yeah, throw her up against Ronda and have a competitive match. Just go ahead and book it.
Not gonna work. Not gonna work. The only people Ronda needs to be facing are Raquel, Doudrop, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, and maybe one day my girl Nikita. They're gonna throw Nikita. They're gonna throw them in the ring together at some point. They'll probably have Ronda fucking toss her. Royal Rumble or something like that.
Rip her arms off with that arm drags that she does.
Yeah. And then Nikita will be out for 6 months.
So Raquel wins.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 minutes, huh?
Raquel,
yeah.
They keep doing it. Still bothers me. As big as she is and as big as we've seen her, she's strong. They need to find some other poses for her than the big, like, flexes, because she doesn't have the muscle tone to really, like, show off these big flex moves that she's doing when she comes out.
She's controlling her narrative.
She's fucking big. She's definitely strong. I see how easy she picks up these people.
Well, you know.
But, yeah, I don't know. The smiling kind of gets me, especially for someone who's supposed to be so big and badass. Just like Ronda.
White meat baby face.
It's a baby face thing. And it's hard for me to believe it when I know this person is supposed to be an ass kicker. It's like watching the Big Show cry in the middle of the ring.
Well, he did a lot of that.
Which he did plenty of. So it's like, I don't know. It just kind of hurts the character, I guess.
Well, it's just kind of like the way that things are booked right now, and they have been for a while. It's like if you're a babyface right now in this day and age, like you are just not allowed to have a personality whatsoever.
Did y'all catch they censored some of the names of Raquel's moves at the end of the match?
No.
Go back and watch it. It's they had you know how they turn the sound off?
Yeah.
For a second or 2 seconds. I thought they were saying that she choke slammed Shotzi at the end, and they like blanked out the choke part of it.
Well, that is definitely one of those banned words that you're not allowed to say.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
Then that would explain that. And then they did she did a...
Yes, I know you're shaking your head over there. I know, but it's true.
I didn't realize that.
It's true.
So in a sense, you draw attention to it by blanking it out.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or whoever that was, I didn't catch. I forgot who was on who said it. This was Smackdown?
Yeah.
Oh, if it wasn't Michael Cole, then it was probably McAfee.
Had to have been McAfee.
It must have been McAfee.
I guess I'm gonna have to go back and try to listen.
He didn't get that email. And then
I'm sure he did. He just doesn't care.
That too. And she did some
sitting
kind
there
of
making faces while Michael Cole makes the announcement about Sasha, and sitting there like,
cut it, stop.
Stop it, knock it off.
I didn't know they were going to do this here right now. Could have told me something.
No, man, you're not upper echelon. Like, you're need to know basis.
Yeah, and she did some other twist splash thing off the fucking second rope or something. And he called it something else, and they blanked it out on like the second half of it. And then when they went to repeat it on the replay, they blanked it out. So I was
That's
wondering if it was.
interesting.
I was wondering if it was that, if it was said something that was banned, or if Vince and them weren't happy with the name of what they've given the move, and they wanted to wait until they named him something cool, and didn't want anybody to hear him call it something.
I mean, I'm sure Vince does not, care very much for it to be called the Chingona Bomb, because he probably has no fucking clue what that even means.
What did The Rock used to say? You play a game of hide the Stromboli or some shit.
Hide the strudel.
Hide the strudel.
Hide the strudel.
Can't say that anymore.
No.
But yeah, that. So next up, more of this fucking New Day versus the
Butch.
whatever they call themselves.
It was something dumb, because originally they came up with like the bloody brawlers or something, and then they were like, oh, can't use the word blood.
Yeah.
You have to give them a different name.
They're the something brawlers. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. But this one was Xavier versus Butch. Last week they did Kofi versus Butch.
Well, I'm glad they found Butch. I know he went missing for a while.
Yeah. Xavier, I love Xavier Woods on the mic. I love Xavier Woods on YouTube. He's just a funny guy. He's smart. He comes out and he says before the match, is Butch going to come out with all his buddies, or is he going to come out by himself? Tonight we're going to find out if he's Butch made.
Jeez.
And then McAfee picks up on it and goes, Xavier Woods has called him out. He's called him a little Butch. He asked if he's Butch made.
He seems like he's pretty entertaining from what I've seen, what I've heard from him.
Who, McAfee?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, McAfee's the best part of the show. He was the best addition that they could have had.
His YouTube show podcast is fucking hilarious. He's such a bro.
Big time.
But it just makes me mad. Like, why are they fighting Butch? Why is this going on and on about Butch? Like, they have, was it Ridge Holland who hurt Big E?
Yep.
Why are they fighting Butch?
Because he's safer than Ridge Holland. Maybe.
Oh, I mean, that's definite business-wise, but storyline-wise, it doesn't make sense. I
don't understand.
They haven't jumped Butch.
Character. He's like a fucking. He's like a. I guess he's supposed to be like a pit bull, but he comes off more like a fucking chihuahua.
He's just
they just can't keep on a leash.
He's that crazy guy in the group that'll do anything. Yeah, every little Irish. What do they call the Irish gangs? You always have to keep that one little rabid dog around.
He's the scrappy one.
Yeah. The one that you never know when he'll shank you. It doesn't make sense. They should be jumping Ridge Holland in the back, and New Day should be on the revenge tour against these guys, and it's not happening. I'm tired of seeing them fucking fight Butch. And why is Butch coming out to Sheamus's music? Where has Pete Dunne? Was it Dunny or Dunn?
Done.
He's done.
He's been done.
He's fucking done. This guy, like I said, he has so many good matches that I've seen, and him on the mic as well, from England, from WWE UK. They bring him over, get rid of Triple H, and give him this fucking gimmick. And he's a fucking bumbling idiot who just fucking fights with no fucking thought or remorse. And they fucking... Like, what is this? They take his music, and now he's coming out to somebody else's music that they've forgotten they have.
I'm not even remotely surprised. Remember, Sheamus is a multi-time world champion. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
He was main event at one point.
It's what They haven't done shit with Sheamus.
And he's done dick all since.
Sheamus is like one of the few that you could look at and believe, like, oh, he could stand up to Roman.
The last time he had a good run was when they teamed him up with Cesaro.
Right. And look how they found a way
to fuck that up.
Look how they treated that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much all I've seen of Cesaro and fucking Sheamus is them as the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, they were alright with me. They came out and did the fusion dance. I was like, they alright.
Yeah. So yeah,
they seemed like pretty good wrestlers. I liked his hair. Dude's hair is sick.
Yeah.
With that fucking pale ass body he's got.
Sheamus has just about all the tools. He's decent on the mic.
Again, Sheamus was a Triple H guy. Like, that was his boy.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Can't have that shit.
Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, like a lot of WWE. But yeah.
In the end, it's all content. It's all content they just package up and sell to people.
Yep. Yep, that sums it up. They have Xavier beat Butch. Butch does this thing where he throws a fit and runs out into the crowd, up the stairs and out of sight. And
they can't keep him on his fucking leash.
Pat McAfee goes, "Where does Butch?
Oh, so he's a bitch."
yeah. Pat McAfee says, "Where does Butch go after these matches? Does he have to poop or something?"
Jesus Christ!
I thought that was pretty fun.
Because that's what he is. He's a fucking dog.
Got to run back outside and poop.
I feel like I could be a writer for WWE.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like
you're overqualified.
I feel like, and I've never written anything before, so.
Well, that's evidently neither have they.
I mean, hell, that could get me in the door. Just like, boom, I work there, and it's like, dude, Freddie Prinze and I, we did the same thing. We're pretty much the same people.
Next thing you know, you'll be opening your own promotion.
I know what you did last SummerSlam.
Nice.
But yeah,
and then comes the stupid thing that they did, which was finally do that dumbass tag team unification match. Just the wrong people won.
Jesus. Yeah, Usos versus RK Bro. They have another of the same fucking shit we have been seeing for weeks now.
I feel like it's been months.
It might have been. And then it all fucking falls apart when Roman interrupts. Knocks Riddle, was it Jay or was it Jimmy? I can't remember who had Riddle on the top ropes.
I can't tell which one's which anymore.
And I try to tell him with the hat and the hair. They knock, Roman comes up, knocks Riddle off. And then, they beat up on Riddle while Randy is knocked out on the outside of the ring. And the Usos get the pin, and get the win to win the titles.
Yay.
Yep.
They have all the belts.
Then they continue to beat up Randy and Riddle all over the outside of the ring, throwing them across the tables, throwing stairs at them, choking them, punching them. They show the camera to the crowd, and they have kids all over the fucking arena.
Kids all over the arena, literally in tears.
Head pressed up. They have moms covering eyes and ears.
Yeah.
You have kids putting their face in their dad's chest, crying.
You got dads like consoling the kid, probably going, it's not real, son. It's
and if you face the commentator table, the corner to the left, there was one kid who was cheering. He was fist up in the air. He was like, whoop their fucking ass.
Watch out for that one.
I was dying. I was dying because it reminds me of my kid. We have a snake, and we feed our snake live mice.
Oh, and she's probably all into that.
The first time we go get the mice, and we bring them in, we dump them into the terrarium. She looks at it and she goes, "Oh, mouse." Boom! Snake grabs the mouse and chokes it out. She starts.
Yeah, watch that one.
Jesus Christ! I need to start locking my door at night, just in case she gets me while I'm sleeping.
But yeah, there was some lots of children that were very appalled by what was going on, and quite a few grown men as well.
Nice.
You know,
they lost on 5/20.
It's still
like the anti-weed day.
It's still real to them.
But it was one of those things like we all knew was coming. So like,
yeah,
you knew Vince was going to do that.
I know, but there's again for the 30 some odd years I've been watching, like I already know all this stuff, but there's still always that little piece in the back of your mind that goes, no, he'll do the sensible thing. Like he'll do the thing that makes the most. He'll do it. He'll do the right thing.
Maybe Kofi will beat Brock.
Right. Maybe he won't get squashed.
15 seconds later.
And that's the whole thing. Like and then you give it the benefit of that, and you're like, okay, he's gonna lose, but it might be a little competitive. No,
not at all.
Not even close. No.
It's like watching Ali lately.
Maybe Goldberg won't fuck this match up.
Maybe Ali is going to bounce back and beat up Miz in theory this week.
He just might.
Oh no, Goldberg just headbutt the wall on his way in. This ain't going to be good.
Maybe Ali is the one to beat Veer.
Maybe.
Yeah, I said that for a few weeks in a row there.
No, he's still feuding with the Mysterios. Which we'll get to shortly.
Yep, because now we have Raw, which was last night on the 23rd, continuing with WWE.
Opens up with Riddle.
Opens up with Riddle with no Randy, who apparently might actually possibly be hurt.
Who comes out to the ring in his little scooter with a little smile on his face, and he's high-fiving all the fans, and then gets in the ring, and then all of a sudden puts on like sad cry face about about how terrible everything is and how much he misses Randy, and I'm going, you should have had sad cry face the whole way to the ring, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you see, he just took a hit right before he walked outside. So
okay.
Yeah, and then he got into the ring and was like, oh shit, I gotta get it together.
Weed does things, Wesley.
You know what? I wouldn't know.
Neither would I.
Anyway.
But, yeah, Riddle, it was kind of like a Jeff Hardy-esque. Like, I'm out here to party, but, my brother's getting beat up.
It just sticks out in my mind. It was really weird. Like, that was a very odd choice.
Oh, man.
So basically, they write Randy off TV for a while, with supposedly having back problems and then getting beat the shit up, and then they teased potentially never seeing RK Bro again, which I swear to God, I'll be very fucking upset.
Is
that
Randy
was one
hurt?
of the best things they had going. I haven't seen or read anything about it. I'm assuming he's probably just taking a little bit of time off. I don't think he's...
Because I know, like, when they did it for Charlotte, everybody knew Charlotte wasn't actually hurt.
Right. I mean, I think it's a work. I mean, this is gonna have Riddle go after Roman.
Yes.
Right? And then
that's
after
all
the
it
match
is.
with Roman, he's gonna beat the shit out of him, and Orton's gonna come in and save him. Then he's gonna take his turn with Roman. He's gonna feed his tag team champions.
What?
Or former tag team champions.
He's feeding tag team champions one way or the other.
What if we can't think of anybody to take the belt off of Roman? What if it ends up being Riddle? What if Riddle comes in
I'd
Randy
be fucking shocked.
Randy makes his return and helps Riddle win back one of the titles?
I'd be shocked.
Come on. Yeah.
No, I'm all for it.
It's fantasy booking time now.
Look, I'm all for it. As far as I can tell, RK Bro or Matt or Riddle, they seem to push the merchandise. So, that's who you want to put your belt on.
Normal times, I would say, oh, that's such a joke. You're going to put the belt on little ass Riddle when you have all these big men that you've ruined with your booking and lost one to a broken neck because you have him going against guys that he shouldn't be going against. And then you have him Riddle. Now, I would totally be for it.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
You have the fans on his side emotionally. Everybody loves RK Bro, or it's grown on everybody. Really, is what it is. That would be fucking sweet. I would hate to see them smash Riddle with Roman.
Oh, he's gonna get smashed.
No.
Well, that's what Roman does. I smashed him. It's his catchphrase, don't you know?
Roman needs to go get ready for Fast 13 or whatever the fuck they're doing.
I had Jimmy and Jay hold him down, and I just smashed him by smacking him in the face.
That's right.
Beat him on a chair and used the baseball bat, and just me.
I smashed him. Acknowledge me.
If that match happens between Roman and Riddle, and someone interrupts or there's something brought in, it better be a bong. Somebody, RKO, Randy needs to show up from under the ring with a bong and smash Roman over the head when the ref isn't looking. And then Riddle pins him. I'm calling it now.
Book it.
Vince, hit up the email.
I guess. Now, if we're doing weed apparatuses, I would think there would be a better one, but I mean, I don't know.
Chokes him out with a hookah.
A hookah
extension.
Oh no, you can't. You can't choke anybody out.
Oh yeah,
it's not allowed.
We just went over this.
Yeah, it's what almost cost Bryan Danielson his job when he first started.
He just hit him with the suffocation slam.
He gave him a neck contusion.
Like Becky Lynch when she broke her face.
Yes.
Like, what? She got a broken nose from that fucking unsafe shit, man.
It's got a cervical contusion.
They don't go to the hospital. They don't go to the doctor's office.
No, they go to a medical facility. The medical facility. A local medical facility.
They don't call them police either, do they? They call them like law officials or some shit.
Law enforcement? Who knows? I don't know. I gotta pull up the list.
And then you say that. You say law enforcement, and then the thing, again, that pops into my mind is the fucking Attitude Era segment of Austin with his guns just walking through the building. Fucking has Vince on his knees in the middle, of the
fucking ring
with a gun pointed to his head. It's like, jeez. And you can't you can't say choke slam. You can't bleed.
No.
But I'm gonna have a match.
You can't set yourself on fire.
But I'm gonna have a match with God, and it's gonna be good shit.
It's gonna be God and myself versus Shawn Michaels handicap match.
It's so bad. I had to go back and watch all that. Oh man.
Oh, it's bad. It doesn't get better with age. Oh man. So the spotlight like coming down, just like empty fucking God had a fucking entrance.
Like the old Cheech and Chong match where on the Cheech and Chong still smoking. And they had the skit at the end where I think it was Chong, he wrestled the Invisible Man.
Yeah. Same basic premise.
So great. Yeah. This is good shit. I wonder if we can have a match like this.
Of course Vince would book himself to beat God.
He can't beat himself. I mean, maybe he can. I don't know. But
he'll find a way.
I guess. Yeah, he totally will find a way because that match did happen at WrestleMania.
Yes, it did.
Oh, wait, the God match was at WrestleMania, or was it?
No, that was like a SummerSlam or something.
It was one of the. It was one of Survivor Series
B shows. Maybe so.
Wait.
Yeah, it was one of those B shows. I don't know. It wasn't WrestleMania.
It was one of the popular pay-per-views, but it wasn't one of the big three or whatever.
I feel like I just recapped that. It might have been Survivor Series. Either way.
Hold up. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
I
was talking about Vince McMahon's match with fucking Pat McAfee or whoever it was this past WrestleMania.
Oh no, we're talking about Vince McMahon in the Attitude Era versus God.
Yeah, he booked himself in a handicap match versus Shawn Michaels and God.
And he just had a spotlight that came out to some angelic music, and the spotlight walked all the way to the ring.
Yeah.
And stood in the corner while Vince cursed him out and everything else.
Oh, suddenly that GCW match with the invisible Stan and the other guy you can't see doesn't seem so weird.
No, Vince did it first.
Oh, man. Yep. It was different times.
Moving right along.
My fucking neck, my head's going to fly off my head. I shake it so much.
Yeah, there's been a lot of head shaking over there tonight.
Make sure you YouTube that Vince McMahon versus God. But yeah, next that all set up. We got Riddle and the Street Profits versus Sami Zayn again. We're in the Usos,
who basically got left out to dry.
Yep, and we
poor Sammy took the pin again.
Yep. It was same old shit. But Riddle had an edge to him. He looked a little meaner. He wrestled a little more emotion. So it made him kicking ass to be a little more believable.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that. I guess if he feuds with Roman, maybe we will.
See, I think Sami Zayn should do an expose on Roman. And then he get the title.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sammy he'll never sniff that belt.
As long as it comes off of Roman, I'm with it.
At this point, yeah. Yeah. I guess at this point, anybody can take it.
Yeah. I want to see.
Give it to Dana Brooke. I don't care.
Yeah.
Did his documentary ever come out?
Whose?
Sami Zayn. He had a whole gimmick where he was filming a documentary of conspiracies and...
No, that just got dropped. Like everything else.
See, that's what I'm saying. They should bring it back, long-term storytelling, with him doing this fucking bloodline shit.
They don't have long-term storytelling anymore.
Look.
The longest storyline going right now is the next thing we're about to talk about, which is fucking Lashley and Omos, okay?
Yep.
Again, pay me. I could write. I could put this shit on paper. And, we could...
And the most exciting thing about this fucking thing is that I got to see an MVP match. He actually got to fucking wrestle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now I see why they don't let him wrestle anymore.
That was a bit rough.
Unfortunately, the guy's past his prime.
Yeah,
Vontavious Porter.
They need to get Lashley off the mic too.
He doesn't have a very aggressive voice.
He needs somebody to talk for him. He couldn't get out Nigerian Giant.
No.
He said Nigerian, and he kind of mumbled the wrong word. He just doesn't sound believable. He sounds like he struggles on the mic. He's torn between saying things that are proper and things that are look at me, I'm an ass kicker, I'm huge. Fight
me. He obviously must be a really nice guy in real life because he's having trouble being an angry angry mean guy.
He's got to be a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
But it just didn't make sense. The little challenge thing they did, Lashley challenged him to MVP to a match. Winner gets to pick the stipulation for Omos and Lashley.
Yeah.
Why the hell would MVP take that challenge? Like, it doesn't make sense. You have this,
And it didn't take long to goad him in. Like, it didn't take much to goad him into it either.
yeah. He just told him he challenges him tonight, and like MVP's
That's all it
going on
takes.
about.
That's basically what it come down. That's basically what it came down to. It was like, you're a bitch. You can't do this. You can't beat me. And he was like, no, I'll fucking show you.
Yep. You have this big
Give
man,
me that match.
This big man that you're hyping that can beat Lashley straight up or whatever, but you're going to go ahead and take this chance. You're going to take this challenge. Like, no, let it be a regular match. he just should have told Bobby Lashley, nah, fuck you, bro. I'm good.
You know what
I'm good.
Well, okay, so we already have the Raw Hell in a Cell match set up, so you already know what the stipulation's going to be, right? It's just going to be another fucking Hell in a Cell match. I can't see him picking anything else.
I think theirs is supposed to be a Hell in a Cell.
I mean, did he... Because from what I remember, MVP won the match. Well, I'm going out of order now, but MVP won the match, and I don't think they announced the stipulation yet.
No, they didn't. But I guess, it would have to be. They already did the cage match.
Yeah, so let's do another one.
So you gotta...
With a roof on it.
But this one's going to be... What is it? What is their word? It's going to be just... Oh, fuck. Just no holds barred. Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, no holds barred.
Which, I mean, it's a Hell in a Cell, so it shouldn't have rules anyway.
How do they do it now anyway? Do they do like the bars, or is it just another cage?
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
No, Hell in a Cell is what it's always been.
They do
a cage with a roof on it.
They do like the iron, but they don't do like the iron bars or whatever anymore.
Mm-mm.
I think I missed last year, so I'm like a couple years off.
Are you thinking of like Elimination Chamber?
No, I'm thinking like, was the regular cage one like back in the day with like Undertaker and Kane and shit? Was that just the regular cage?
No, that was the first ever Hell in a Cell.
Like the Hell in a Cell, I thought was like
when Kane made his debut.
I thought the Hell in a Cell was like the straight bars that can't be like busted open by throwing somebody up against them.
No, I mean it was like the fucking fencing shit. Just
yeah, it's still like chain link.
Yeah, chain link fence.
Oh, well,
just much bigger.
Fuck that. I could have swore it was still. Like I said, I've been on and off for a few years.
I mean, did they get weapons involved in the first match?
No.
I don't know. Weapons or fire? Who knows?
Not interested either way.
More fire. Hit him with the like Lashley and Elias had a few years back. They had the massacre on 34th Street for Christmas.
Oh, jeez.
And it was
that's going back.
They set up the Christmas presents, and the Christmas presents had items in it. And they had a tree, and they even had a bag of Legos that they poured out. And Lashley powerbombed Elias on the Legos.
Nice.
Yep. Got the Lego spot in.
Jesus. They need something like that. Bring it back. Almost can't handle a massacre on 34th Street match. I'm just pictured for a second. Hold on. Lashley coming out with like the Little Tykes car that you put your feet through. And like busting Omos over the head with it and it falling apart. Bruh. Okay.
Or him just like wearing it and just running him over with it. Just trucking him with it. He just trucks him.
They need to carry this feud all the way to Christmas.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They don't have belts, so they have to show something on Raw.
Yeah.
Fucking alright, so now we got the Judgment Day.
The Judgment Day.
Where we got the famous what? Chance to Damian Priest. Everything Damian Priest said, he was trying to talk slow and direct and clear.
And
just like
you would think that they would know by this point that you just can't do that anymore.
What? So yeah, then they
and then they try not to acknowledge it and it gets worse, and then you do acknowledge it and it's like 10 times worse.
Then Priest finally comes off the mic and they let Edge talk, and the crowd starts hitting him with the "You suck" chants.
He's like, no. He's like, no. You need to go home and look in the mirror for that.
Everybody was, "You suck. You suck."
Yeah, it was a good comeback. I know.
Okay, so yeah, it was just a normal Judgment Day. Them just coming up and talking about how fucking cool they are and how everybody wants to join them, even though they only have 3 people.
Yeah, using all the hip, modern day terms like sheeple.
Yep. So that sets up. They have AJ. Then Liv's music starts right at the end of it. Liv and AJ come out for a match with Priest and Rhea. Mixed tagged action. Just what we didn't want to see from these groups.
No, that's exactly what you're going to get every week. And then but what I don't understand is, where the fuck was Finn?
No idea.
I missed the memo I missed the memo on where, like, wasn't even mentioned. Like, it's not even part of the feud.
Yep.
He's probably out due to protocol.
Yeah. Like, did he take a day off? Did he just decide not to go help his buddies after they were getting beat down after the match? Like,
it's like, you got Liv, you're good.
Yeah.
The show.
So I guess so next week it's gonna be Liv and Finn, and AJ will be nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
and then that'll give you your lead up to your six person tag.
Oh God.
I know, I'm just looking at
it books
the caption.
itself at this point. It's paint by numbers.
I'm looking at this caption on WWE.com under this video. It says, Liv Morgan teams with AJ Styles against the Judgment Day as Edge watches from his mountain of omnipotence. Jesus Christ.
Except he wasn't on his mountain of omnipotence. He was at fucking ringside.
So
if anything,
dumb.
he was below everybody else.
Stupid. So stupid.
I'm just saying.
I got to tell you, watching these matches just doesn't feel the same without a little Balor bulge.
Well, it sorely missed this week, right?
Yeah, it just took away from the flair of this match.
You see, I've never noticed that, but now I think about his entrance, and don't they come like from underneath him, like up,
yeah,
like towards, and then
and then when he stands up on the turnbuckle, the camera like zooms in down to up, so it's all up in it, full screen, baby, 75 inches, full HD.
Full HD, 4K.
Nice.
You can trace it.
So with no Balor bulge, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley basically win.
Yeah, and AJ jumps. They come in, they do some fighting. Edge comes in the ring and everything, and they do a little shitty Rhea Ripley. You
saw Rhea try to hold his leg.
She tried to trip AJ, but half-ass. So that's what they're gonna have. They're gonna have the women grabbing the men's legs and stuff and tripping them, these tough women that they've pushed for years. Oh my God, it hurts. I need to see where this is going. I need to see this improve. Because I'm gonna die if I have to watch AJ, Balor, Liv, and these other 3 fight every week for the next year.
So the still image on this video is it's Rhea powerbombing Liv with Edge holding AJ by the head. It's like,
Yeah.
got his head cupped. It's like, look, and AJ's, oh, don't do it. It's just, oh god, this shit
bad.
is so. It looks so bad.
It is bad.
And fucking Damian Priest is sitting there like that meme lady. You know the lady that sits there? She's like it's got her hands on her knees and is like looking out. And she's like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? He's got that look about on him. Oh my god.
The one,
I haven't been on WWE's website in I don't know how many years, so I don't even know like how they have this thing set up. Like if it's set up as like a kayfabe like website at this point, or what?
Well, I'm just looking at the results, and it's just it's so and so did threaten Jerry the King Veer threatened Lawler.
Veer Mahan threatens Jerry Lawler during his King's Court after he's throwing out fucking dad jokes from 30 years ago.
And it's 3 minutes. I mean, shit, all of these are under 3 minutes. This might be the way to watch Raw. It's I said, the next.
Well, it seems to be about your tipping point, right? You can only handle about 3 minutes at a time.
Yeah, about. So it's like Veer, and still image is him holding Ray above his head. Looks like he's about to throw him on Dominic.
He tried to throw Rey Mysterio from the floor into the ring over the ropes and didn't get enough force behind him, so he just hit the top rope and bounced off and flopped through the ropes into the ring. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, this is like the show just gets worse and worse. Then you get Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, or Nikki ASH. I'm sorry, which is basically another squash for Alexa, and I still have no fucking clue, what she is or what she's doing.
What, ASH?
No, Bliss.
Alexa. She's
Still, they interviewed her backstage and she basically just spouted out a bunch of words that made no sense. It was just here's a combination of words to make it sound like I'm saying something, but I'm not really saying anything at all.
She's, what's his face?
She's like, oh, I left for a while, but then I came back and now I'm best friends with... I haven't made any friends, or I lost all my friends, but now I get to be best friends with a doll, and Nikki is dressing as a superhero.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? And then she, leaves.
What the fuck?
Okay, so you kind of sort of broke the fourth wall in a way, but, really didn't? I'm so confused.
Yeah, Alexa, they got Alexa playing basically the little ditzy blonde version of Homeboy, Fiend.
Just,
when he's not,
I don't know.
I'm blanking on his name. It's been so long. Help me. Who's the Fiend?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So they got her basically. I guess one day they're gonna hit a pay-per-view or whether it be Hell in a Cell or whatever else, SummerSlam. And the only way somebody's gonna piss her off and she's gonna come to the pay-per-view is whatever they called her when she was a little demon.
Alexa Bliss.
It was just, I didn't know if they had another. I couldn't remember if
they never changed it. No, of course not.
So I guess.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I remember. I don't know. I liked Alexa Bliss when whatever she was before she got anywhere near the Fiend. I liked her then. I don't know what the hell she's doing now.
Oh, I liked her when she was
just the goddess.
When she was just the short, mean bitch.
She was the mean girl.
It was good. I thought that was fine.
Yeah.
Again, you brought her back to TV. I understand, you want to put her back out there, but there's no indication what.
I just saw Lily in the screenshot, in the still image. She's sitting on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her best friend.
They made sure to get her in frame. Jesus Christ.
I was like your kid?
Yeah, I was like, what?
No.
No, the Lily doll.
No. God, this... Yeah. Oh, God. The doll's
abomination.
I'm more worried about what they're doing with Nikki Ash than Alexa Bliss.
Sure, probably still trying to team her up with Doudrop.
Fucking...
And so, I guess...
cosplay superhero.
you got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Ash, total professionals, and then it seems like some green up and coming talent follows them. Is that correct?
Yes. He's got 6 years experience.
No, he's been gone for 6 years.
Oh, he's been gone for 6
Yeah.
years. I'm sorry.
That explains so much about this match.
Oh, that's right. They had a countdown for him last week.
They had it this one.
Oh, they did it again?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
They had it out. I saw it when it was at an hour and a half. The Cody clock.
Damn, well, they're promoting this, up and comer, like, okay. Well, they put him with a grizzled veteran, so this couldn't possibly have gone wrong, right?
Yeah, if The Miz can make Jake Paul look good, or Logan Paul look good, then he can make Cody look good.
Well, evidently
He needs
didn't.
it. He needs it.
But, yeah.
Can you say no chemistry?
Now, if we said all this and we went off just this match, we may look like we know what we're talking about when we say it. Because this one was full of botches.
I know a botch when I see it.
This was a weird match.
This is an entire Botchamania clip on its own.
Yeah.
My favorite, I mentioned this before, but my favorite part was when Miz was trying to climb up the turnbuckle. Cody was trying to raise his head up from the ground or some shit, and Miz just booped his ass on Cody's head and just.
That's when he was trying to. That's when he was trying to do like the sunset flip kind of deal. Yeah, that everybody can do.
And I feel like he went for. I don't know if he went for a pile driver, but the Miz ended up getting pile drived on his head, or at least it looked like he did.
No, he was trying to. He was trying to flip
and pin him.
Yeah, he was doing like a counter pin, and dropped him on his head. I like the Mexican surfboard he tried doing. That didn't work out too well.
That reminded me of like I don't know if this is PG, but it's like when you go in and get it on, and it's like I don't bend that way. Like fucking Cody. It's like Cody was telling Miz like he was Brandy. Like, oh, I was watching the internet and I saw this move I want to try on you. And he started bending Miz in his funny position. And like the whole time, Miz was like, I don't bend this way, Cody. And he just kind of like fell out of it. And they were like, oh, fuck it. But yeah, it was Cody doing, it sounded, can y'all?
Ah, there it is.
Oh, shit. It's so bad.
Actually, that might have been that figure four might have been the best executed move in the whole fucking match.
Before
so.
Cody puts it on, he goes woo
Woo! Oh man. Yeah, so either Miz was like, no Cody match for you, Cody, or Cody was like, I'm gonna fuck this match up because you called my neck tattoo stupid.
Cody was like, I haven't had an AEW match in months. I'm gonna have one tonight. And Miz was like, well, I don't wrestle AEW style.
Yeah, Miz was like, not on my watch.
So Seth comes out and jumps Cody. Fucks the match up. Seth is wearing like a suit. At first, the suit has like flowers on it, and the coat and the pants and shit. At first, he had a bright orange shirt. I thought he came out looking like David Pumpkins.
Oh, jeez.
SNL.
Yeah.
And then
so he took the belt from the little kid that Cody gave the weight belt to on his way down, and and I'm thinking he's gonna like beat the shit out of Cody. All he did was like whipped him once and then drops it and leaves, basically.
They had to get their own lashing segment.
Yeah.
Now this
and then they had this whole like Hulkamania, like he's booked like Hulk Hogan at this point. Like he gets up, his knees all fucked up, but he doesn't want any help from the ref. He takes the time to grab the weight belt back, and he like hobbles back over to the kid and like drops the belt back next to him, and then he goes up the rampway, and I'm going, oh god.
Like homeboy,
bust the mania, brother.
Like homeboy in the Coca-Cola commercial, the old Pittsburgh Steeler player, where he has the kid and he throws him his jersey and a Coke. He gives him a Coke and throws him his jersey. And That I was thinking about the lashing. I'm calling it lashings because that's what AEW called it. But Seth hitting him with the belt, and I thought about that instantly. Hit him once with the belt. I saw it. I was like, "Oh no, he's about to take it," and he's about to. They saw AEW do the lashings.
This one.
They're about to beat him with this belt, like they saw on AEW, or everybody saw on AEW. But they hit him once, and they stopped, and it felt awkward because of what we just saw on AEW. But I was thinking, that's how AEW would do it. Because you remember I said last week that my problems with the lashings were, depending on how you view it on national television these days in 2022, it could be taken the wrong way, especially if you're not using somebody who looks like Wardlow.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I said last week that that's something WWE would never do because there would be in the public eye and social media and everything, somebody would bring up some racial angle for it. If you didn't, use
that's why
somebody.
He did it once and walked away.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, that's exactly how WWE would do it. And I was like, oh no, I was like, there's no way WWE is about to like just go beat this dude with the belt. And sure enough, they didn't. So, but after it happened, I wanted more of it to happen. Even though last week I wasn't a big fan of the lashings, this week I was like, I want him to beat Cody with this belt. Like, welcome to WWE, bitch. But part of that was probably because I'm biased and I want to see Cody get his ass beat a little bit for leaving. I'm still sour over AEW, so yep. So yeah, that ended that thanks to Seth. So we're going to continue to have a little more Seth and Cody leading up at least through Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
All the way through Survivor Series.
Next up, we got possibly the only person I think that can truly beat Roman.
Ezekiel.
And that's Ezekiel.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about on this match, sadly, though. Ezekiel wins. KO was on commentary again, but not on commentary. They didn't give him a headset. He just stood there and yelled, Elias! 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 just over and over and over again. It's the same match we got last week, Ezekiel and Gable, with KO on the sidelines. They don't have any, once again, they don't have any belts to show on the fucking show, so they're just going to give us the same fucking matches every week on Raw. And here we are.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of the rematch? Why did the rematch occur?
There was no purpose. It was a card filler. They just did the same exact thing they did last week. You had Otis and KO on the sidelines. And this time Ezekiel wins and runs up into the crowd. And then KO challenges Ezekiel to Hell in a Cell.
Where last week he won and just immediately left and ran up the ramp.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. They put a little wrinkle in it this week.
Yeah. It was very lazy booking. So yeah. And speaking of lazy,
so how do you guys feel about starting up a wrestling promotion?
Yeah. Let's call up our boy. I know what you did last SummerSlam, Freddie Prinze, and see if we can get in on this. He's got a 3-year plan.
There's got to be a way.
There's got to be a way. He's got a 3-year outline, a 3-year plan. So we need to get in on it quick. Because
I mean, if this is what's
I'm gonna look
at the bar. I mean,
I'm gonna keep looking on Indeed every week for applications.
Yeah. Because we got the more of our recent lazy booking coming up. The next was the Lashley versus MVP match.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was basically just MVP running away from Lashley's most powerful moves.
And then Lashley basically just gets counted out and loses the fucking match. So now everybody involved in this feud, in one way or another, has turned out to look like an idiot.
Yeah, they've made out with this.
They've all looked dumb.
Nobody looks stronger.
No.
So they've been doing this for weeks and weeks. You have who you're touting to be your two of your strongest superstars.
I know what the stipulation's going to be. This is going to be the same stipulation they always do with when Lashley's involved. You can't use the Hurt Lock.
Oh.
Jeez.
I remember when it was the Master Lock.
They need to do something fun where, like, Lashley has to have his hands tied behind his back.
There you go.
Make him work for it. They haven't done that in a while.
Well, the last time we did that was with Ronda, wasn't it? Hand tied behind your back. And it was tied very poorly.
Oh, they did do that with Ronda.
It's just you technically had use of both hands.
Yeah, they did do that with Ronda. I forgot about that.
Yeah, can't have that.
But
it's already been used.
I don't know if Lashley's good enough in the ring to pull that off. I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to do something like just make it like a handicap, no DQ match.
Yeah,
with Omos and MVP versus Lashley.
Throw Cedric
in there. I was just about to say 3-on-1. I can see that.
Yeah, why not?
I can see them keeping it simple. I say simple, but just doing that and making it a straight up 3-on-1 match. They should do it where everybody's in the ring at once.
And then they will form to establish another giant wrestler.
Yeah, they come out and connect.
10-foot.
They come out and connect like Voltron.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the way this show's booked, anything can fucking happen.
MVP comes out. It's morphin' time. Comes out and plays the flute.
Rise, my Nigerian giant.
Almost comes out of the floor.
I don't like throw his pimp cane down and be like, make my monster grow like fucking Rita.
Cedric climbs into his...
Control the arms, you fucker. Control the arms.
Almost comes out in like one of those baby carriers, and it's holding Cedric on the front of it.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Like, was it Krang and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
He's like inside of him.
inside the torso.
Oh, God. Okay, fantasy.
I feel like these ideas are on par with what already is going on.
This has gone from fantasy booking to anime booking.
You know what? It's the same difference.
Let me tell you, you ever seen fucking Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z is straight up fucking pro wrestling in anime form.
Look, we got our anime booking now anyway, because next match is Becky Lynch and Asuka, who's a fucking real-life anime character at this point.
My absolute favorite DBZ scene is from a bridge with Raccoon. When Raccoon does the whole, like, The Rock promo.
Oh, dude, that's the best episode.
He's like, Vegeta, you think you're the prince of all Saiyans. You think you're the roughest, toughest. Well, I've got something for you.
And you got Jason Berger in the background, like, doing commentary.
The name's Raccoon.
Man, he just hit him with the Raccoon powerbomb.
The name's Raccoon. It rhymes with Doom.
With Doom.
Nice. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that is the best abridged episode. Because it was just one giant fucking wrestling promo.
Love it. It's better than this Lashley fucking almost bullshit. So yeah, next up.
I mean, hey, before we move on from Dragon Ball, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Satan. He's worked the entire world, and they all think that he's the most powerful motherfucker in there, and he ain't shit. But he's worked everybody into believing that he is.
Dude, he believes his own hype, okay?
Oh, yes. Dude, he watches videos of his own matches. He worked his own daughter to the point where she is willing to risk her own life fucking become a superhero. And she's just a person.
Is he the anime Miz or MJF?
Oh,
He would be anime Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's anime Miz because he works the comedy angle.
Yes.
So good.
He pulls out 20 flooring tiles to break them and breaks 19. And, just the very last one just doesn't get broke. But hey, he's the world champion.
That's right. I'm the world champ.
So bad. It's so funny though. So yeah, we moved back.
Oh, and Wesley, sorry. Before we move on, I don't think I told you this, Rodney. But what got me back into wrestling is I started watching a podcast. I started listening to a podcast. And it was two guys from this website called Giant Bomb. Had never seen Dragon Ball Z before. Never was into anime. But for their entire lives, actually one of them now is producer for, podcast producer for WWE. Never watched Dragon Ball Z before, and they reviewed 5 episodes at a time. And they kept dropping these wrestling references. And then I was like, oh my god, that's when I realized how much Dragon Ball is just like wrestling. And then that's what eventually got me back into wrestling, to start watching it and to fucking try to start a podcast about fucking wrestling. That's the road that I went to get back into wrestling. It's weird, but fucking Mr. Satan is the most carny motherfucker in that universe.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Anyway, back to real world wrestling.
Yeah, we got Asuka and Becky. I'm tired of looking at Becky the past few months. I'm not, as we said, I'm not a huge fan of the big time Bex thing. And I'm not a big fan of this over exaggerated Asuka.
I'm sure that's a Vince thing
that they keep throwing out there, where she's just like this screaming anime character that doesn't know English, and it's really annoying.
I'm starting to think she doesn't know Japanese either.
she actually doesn't speak any languages.
Because
does she speak my Japanese?
She speaks Shinsuke.
Yeah,
kind of the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. It hurts my head.
Becky wins. She's added to the match, and
they must have ran out of time at the end or something, because Asuka was down on the ground on the outside, and they were counting her out. They get to 7, and she gets up real quick and climbs in the ring and rolls into the ring, and then all of a sudden she's right back to just being laid out and can't move, and Becky rolls her up and pins her.
That's fucking nice.
With almost no force pushing down on her or anything, just rolls her up and pins her, and then this show ended. So they go through all this where Asuka tries to kick Becky, kicks Bianca, and then Becky beats up Asuka. She's laying there, almost dying. She just magically finds the strength to get up and run back into the ring, and then just dies again.
Seems legit.
Sloppy. It's like, come on, just skip the match, give somebody else the time, and we all know you want Becky to be in this match, so just do it.
All you're doing is it's stupid.
All roads lead to Becky and Charlotte.
Right.
Yeah.
But not yet, so Asuka's going to be... You're going to use Asuka to take the pin.
Yeah.
Right, and so this, again, my frame of reference
the
is a
fucking woman
specific
had
amount of
a
time.
2-year undefeated streak.
Do they do WrestleMania 35? Add Becky to the match so that when she suppose she wins, Bianca stays protected because she's not the one that gets pinned, but Asuka is?
I don't know.
How many defenses has Belair had?
Since WrestleMania when she won it?
Yeah.
I
Which I guess is only
I think it's
a few months
One?
ago.
I think 1 or 2.
2 months ago, huh?
1 or 2. It hadn't been much.
They just had her coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they're doing there. They're forced.
And then you take Becky, and if you take Becky and Asuka out of the equation, who do you have left?
That's the thing is you don't.
24/7 champion Dana Brooke. What do you
I
mean?
was just about to bring that up. Is you have Alexa who's just coming back. You've got
Alexa can't believe
you've got Ronda on the other show.
Belair, though.
But Alexa's good enough in the ring, and she's got enough character that she can make a feud interesting. And she's got that crazy little, like, I keep saying it, crazy little bitch character. That
we don't know if
that she can,
ever
you know,
back.
she can do something dirty, or especially now that she has this like demon sub character or whatever.
No, she went to therapy for that.
Yeah, but they would.
Did you not?
They would have to work that out of her. Is what it would be. She would probably be her getting her ass kicked in goofy ways for like a few weeks until she gets pissed off or whatever.
Yeah, no, she went to therapy, so she's cured.
Then you got Liv and
That's how it works.
Rhea doing this mixed tag bullshit. So
so you can count them 2 out.
So it's just they're women's division. You have 2 of them on strike.
You'll never see them again.
It's I don't get it.
Because again, they spent most of the show burying them again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have Nikita on NXT, even though she hasn't come up yet. Now she's hurt.
She's green.
She's green, and now she's hurt. So like you don't really have anything like or anybody.
Yeah, maybe you call
close.
Maybe call up Cora Jade. She looks believable.
Why not bring up NXT champion Mandy Rose?
Keep her in NXT.
I'm with it though. I mean, I wouldn't complain about it. Mandy's been around.
She's had a career renaissance since they threw her back down there. Just leave her there.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're bringing up all of Toxic Attraction, then I'm with it. But if you're just bringing Mandy Rose back, nah, leave her down there.
I mean, Baszler's believable.
But you've taken all her credibility already.
You've completely fucking squashed her character. And
you've taken all the credibility out of Natalya.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you got your women's division right now is Bailey.
You got
is supposed to be coming back at some point.
Yeah.
I guess you could believably use her.
I mean, you could wait and have Charlotte come back to Raw.
No. The longer she stays off my TV, the better.
Well, I mean, it would be a few months down the line. But
that doesn't matter. Just get 8 months down the line.
You did the Becky...
Next year's WrestleMania.
You did the Becky-Bianca shit. Now you know you're going to have the Bianca-Charlotte shit.
Next year's WrestleMania.
And then you're going to have to move Bianca over to SmackDown and have Bianca and Ronda.
Charlotte can stay off my TV until Royal Rumble when she's surprise entrant number 30.
Charlotte's going to come back at SummerSlam with a fresh new pair. And it's going to feel like 2018 all over again.
You heard it first.
Yep. I'm going to get back to getting those funny camera angles while she gets the figure 8 in.
Well, that wraps up Raw.
Yep. And we move on to...
Done with that shit.
A little bit of AEW. We only have Rampage for this episode. Which wasn't very long and didn't have a whole lot to it, but we have a lot to say, or at least I do about it. It was a bit frustrating.
I didn't watch it, so I have no skin in this game.
Did you watch it, Rocky?
Yeah, I did.
So yeah,
I don't know. So it opened up with House of Black versus Fuego de Sol and the Dark Order.
Can we stop giving Fuego TV time, please?
But Fuego and Evil Uno and 10? Come on.
Yeah. Which, hey,
Dudley boys, eat your heart out.
I watched Evil Uno do a fucking head scissors takedown. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
Evil Uno, I don't mind.
yeah, I like Buddy Matthews. I like him. I don't mind so much, I guess, the House of Black, like, in their matches. It's everything outside of their matches that I really don't care for. And then, yeah, the whole Fuego del Sol shit, like, I mean, he had his little run against Miro, and that was cool, but there's nothing believable about what was going on here.
Yeah. The only thing I like that House of Black does outside
No, they're not even,
ring,
like, trying to take his car or anything. Like, I don't understand.
The only thing House of Black does that I like outside of their ring stuff, I do like when the lights go off and they reappear in a different position. I do like that. I don't know, like, I don't like the other stuff with what's her face, Hart, and her stuff that was covering her eye and all this. Like, I can do it all that without all that. But I do like when they show up at the top of the ramp, lights go off, they show up on top of the turnbuckles, lights go off, and then it shows them, like, surrounding somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I think that comes out pretty cool.
Yeah, they do it every time, though. But, I mean, it was fucking dope as hell when it went down, came back up, and it was just Malachi Black in the ring with Cody. That was dope as hell. But now, since, I mean, it's every time they come out now.
They do it. They do it a little too much. They put, like, they need to skip a show at House of Black at some point. They've been putting them on every show.
Yeah. And, like, the whole Julia Hart thing, I didn't mind, and, like, again, we talked about this before, like, I want them to start bringing females into these male-dominated stables because women need some kind of association, just some kind of push, some kind of assistance, some shit of a push. But it's been, like, this shit happened in December. He spit in our face in December, and they've been dragging it out this long.
And if they do it with somebody like Julia Hart, I'll like that a little more than, say, what WWE's doing with Rhea Ripley, is where Rhea Ripley is a standalone star and should be dominating the women's division, whereas Julia Hart needs to make a name for herself, needs to get some more camera and ring time. So, and
ideally, like, I would think, dark is the testing ground, right? Dark elevation of the testing ground. I mean, giving her this angle, I guess, with the varsity, I don't know, because then I've kind of turned on Brian Pillman Jr. since his involvement with the House of Black. Because, I mean, dude, none of y'all are on the level of the House of Black. What are y'all doing?
With his very uninspirational promo.
Like, why is this feud with the fucking Varsity Blondes dragging out this long?
Yep, it doesn't make sense.
Because Tony Khan likes his long-term storytelling.
Bro, lay off the White Claws. This shit is not good.
Well, I think that's what he's got to learn. Like, at some point, like, I understand that you have a plan in place and you like these long-term feuds, but at some point you're going to have to learn that some feuds just don't work, and you might as well just drop it. Like, just drop it, forget about it, let it go.
Yeah.
And move on to something else that will stick.
I was listening to somebody today, and they made a pretty interesting point in the sense that they were talking about both WWE and AEW were basically being booked for the audience of one, but just in two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was interesting when it was put like that. But,
Papa.
Shit, this doesn't have... So the notes that I'm looking at doesn't have, like, the promo section.
Papa.
So...
Papa.
Is that what followed it? The best part?
What do we do, Papa?
What do we do, Papa?
We have the Gun Club
yes,
next.
Father.
Yeah, so I forget who the interviewer was. That was interviewing... but yeah, it was the Ass Boys and Max Caster and Billy Gunn being interviewed in the back. And I don't know, this is dumb, but this made me laugh so hard. So the interviewer asked them, like, what are y'all going to do since Bowens is out? And after she asked the question, it shows a clip of Bowens falling and injuring himself after Elevation last week. And she asked him, what are y'all going to do? And Colton Gunn's like, yeah, Father, what are we going to do?
Yes, Papa.
Austin
What are we going to do?
Yes, Papa, what are we going to do? And then Max Caster chimes in, yeah, Daddy, what do we do? And then Billy Gunn reaches, it's Max, Austin, and then Billy Gunn just reaches past Austin, pushes him out the way, puts his arm against Max. So, son, sometimes stables will go through adversity, but you'll get through it. And Bowens, I know you're watching, and we hope you feel better. And when you get back, we're gonna have a scissor party. And they start, all of them just start doing the scissors and to the camera.
So goofy. It's
Quite.
they're like some of the most believable people in AEW as far as their look and like their I guess you would say their bloodline.
Yeah.
And they got him in this goofy ass shit that I can't help but fucking chuckle at. And it like
You can't say it's not entertaining.
and they're really good in the ring. Even Billy Gunn.
Fucking Billy can still
He
go.
can still go at his age and everything he's been through, but I don't know. I hope they have something for them in the future that's a little more serious. But right now, I love this little show they're putting on.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What do we do, Papa?
And I know we covered this last week, but again, before and that other episode, he got him set up for a match on Dark Elevation, and they were all so excited. They were all so excited, like it was a big pay-per-view. Amazing.
Weren't they just feuding with the tag team champions not that long ago?
Look,
sometimes scissoring is a little more important than that.
True. It's a little detour.
Yeah. I guess after that follows Shawn Spears versus Big Damo. A debut in AEW, formerly Killian Dane for WWE.
Such a wasted talent.
Fucking squash match.
Yeah. 1 minute 38 seconds.
Yep.
It didn't even use a chair.
That's
Because when
bad.
I think of somebody who could beat someone in 1.5 minutes, it's Shawn Spears.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what it did, but yeah, it was like 1.5 minutes. He got Big Damo got a few licks in, but then he kicked Damo in the gut or something like that, and then put him on his shoulders to do the C4. He did the C4, and that was it.
Yep.
It was like, wow, okay.
This is why Cassie Lee picked him.
So yeah,
This is why.
I still don't think he could beat Wardlow, but hey,
You know what? Stranger Things. Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be on the ref. Maybe they'll have a sloppy ref.
yeah,
No.
yeah. After that, we had the Owen Hart tournament. Had Red Velvet versus Statlander.
Shout out to Red Velvet, the sports entertainer of the week.
The sports entertainer of the week. I saw that.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In a losing effort.
Yeah. They put yeah, Statlander did win on that, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, she
that
won.
correctly.
Which is good. I like Statlander on my TV. So
Yeah, they
Yeah, it was. I would say it was a pretty. I mean, it wasn't dominant, but I mean, Statlander was throwing her around pretty good.
yeah, Statlander's got the look. And she's pretty good in the ring. It's nice to see that over exaggerated alien shit calm.
seems to be kind of calmed down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it's gone.
yeah.
She's like, yeah, I don't know.
It was.
She's a little bit
It
darker
was
now.
when
I don't think she's billed from the dark recesses of space anymore, or wherever the fuck they used to say she was
they
from.
have her come out in her promos early on and do the boop.
Yeah, the nose.
Yeah.
Goofy.
Was it on Dynamite last week? I guess that they did like a little segment between them two, and she looked like a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at her. Yeah, they had the baddies, Jay Cargill, Kiara Hogan, and Mark Sterling sitting outside of the ring in little folding chairs. And it was just, I don't know.
With their money fans.
Statlander was showing off a little bit, just picked up, she was standing outside of the ring on the floor, just picked up Red Velvet and slammed her on the ring apron. Which, I don't know if you noticed, is the hardest part of the ring. So it looked like it pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm only reminded every time somebody hits that part of the ring.
Yep. Every time. Michael Cole. Thanks. Thanks, Excalibur.
But yeah, I mean...
Or Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone's the one that lets you know.
Oh, yeah.
Excalibur likes to tell you the move that they use to hit him on the side of the ring with.
Yeah.
Some name with like 7 syllables that they only use in like southern parts of Ireland. Dude is like a encyclopedia.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude. I want him and Tenay next to each other because
I want him and Corey Graves.
Jesus, nah, fuck that.
And him like Corey Graves the whole time calling him out like, I don't even know what you just said.
Honestly, I want Taz on every show. Honestly,
yeah, I can do with Taz.
Taz is fantastic.
I do miss the Taz Cole dynamic.
So him, I mean, you know, if you ever find yourself time to watch a Dark Elevation show, or is it Dark? I don't know. I think it's one of the ones. I think it's Dark, where it's fucking Excalibur and Taz, and I don't know. They just cut the fuck up on those shows. Taz is funny as hell.
Or I just
got him with them soup bones.
Wow. I've heard that before too, and I'm so glad you reminded me of it. That'd be great.
Was there like a promo segment after that?
It had our favorite person in the whole wide world, Sammy Guevara.
All right, skip.
Scorpio and Ethan Page come out. Scorpio bitching and complaining about the belt that was taken from him last week. And it goes back out to show Frankie Kazarian. Sammy.
Yeah, as a fucking added twist.
Sammy Guevara.
Fucking Kazarian. Yeah, Kazarian's fucking...
Yeah, they start beating a flat belt flat on the ground with a sledgehammer.
Yes.
Half the hits missed. The only thing that fell off the belt was the TNT part in the middle.
TNT logo. Yeah.
So, it was very sloppily done. If they wanted to make any of it look real, they should have had a wood chipper.
Yes.
Or something and just threw the belt in. Or, you know,
just have like a old I don't know, some melted shit that you like throw the belt in there, like melt the belt down.
Bowl of lava or fucking
the molten something,
fucking metal or you know something, man.
And of course they swapped the belt out.
Yeah,
they swapped the belt out, the red one for the black.
They should have thrown it in a cement mixer.
Why not swap the black one out if you're going to do this whole sex on the belt angle?
The less said about that, the better.
Well, hey, look, we're still living through it right now.
But yeah, that was the last promo, and that led up to our main event of a Friday night show. That's, I guess, in theory, supposed to compete with SmackDown. Where we have our Blackpool Combat Club with 2 guys that should be in half the main events with Moxley and Daniel Bryanson versus Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal, right? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, that's right. Matt Sydal.
What the fuck? we were talking before the show how Rampage is like AEW SmackDown. It's only an hour long. I understand that but it's on TV. It's advertised, even though it's taped and they do it right after Dynamite. You want to get more people to it, so eventually you can move to 2 hours or find a better time slot or something. And your main event is a long-ass match between two of your main event stars and versus two guys that should not be in a main event.
You know, I personally disagree.
I don't
at least
disagree
with
with
Dante
you.
Martin.
I mean,
I think
as much as they keep trotting Matt Seidel out, the only thing I remember him for that he's memorable for is taking that fucking RKO in the middle of a shooting star press when he was in WWE. Other than that, he ain't done shit.
So yeah, I don't understand how you can have the show you're trying to bring more viewership to, and you have a match that goes long, 3 commercial breaks, is what it took for the Blackpool Combat Club to defeat these two on a main event on television.
I mean, I don't know. Matt Seidel is only there because Darius is injured. But, I mean, Dante's had some pushes, or little mini pushes here and there. So I find it believable that he's in the main event with Danielson and Moxley, especially because that seems like the type of talent that the Blackpool Combat Club would go for.
Again, Seidel is known for 2 things. Taking one of the best RKOs ever and botching his fucking shooting star press on his first AEW appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I don't care. I don't give a shit about anything else that he did anywhere else. Those are the only 2 things that stand out in my mind for him.
I mean, I said it's also worth noting that the past few weeks they've had to move times.
Oh yeah, they've had
because
to move times
of NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
so they weren't going to book, or at least they probably were not going to book these fucking, these shows that fucking blow your minds and blow your pants off when watching on. I think they were like 7:30, which is generally
dude, at one point, I think one Friday, I think they were like 4:30 in the afternoon. Like
I think it was
crazy.
like 2 weeks ago. It was like 4:30 in the afternoon, just because that was the only time.
Right.
Available.
I'm like, I'm at work. I can't watch this shit.
And man, that's so long.
Even outside of the NBA playoffs, it's still a problem in the sense that
it always was.
Yeah, it always was a problem.
Even WCW ran into the same problems.
But like the ratings for these past few weeks, I don't think would be an accurate judge of the quality of the show, or just.
No, I mean that's like saying WWE's going down the fucking toilet in the middle of football season. Like
right?
Yeah, Monday Night Football. People are watching live football.
Yeah, I mean they take a hit every football season.
You can watch Raw on Hulu Tuesday.
Right. But I guess I can see like part of where you're coming from, Rodney.
It definitely seems like inessential because honestly, I don't know.
I mean, my only issue, like Seidel is Seidel. I don't dislike Dante, but he's a bit sloppy. He's still pretty green.
He's too flippy dippy for me.
And that's what I have written here is it doesn't fit for me. One, because it just went so long when the Blackpool Combat Club should be, having these types of matches against stronger opponents. And they should just be destroying these 2 guys, I feel. As good as they are, it's Moxley and Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson.
Daniel Bryanson. Or, but even at one point, Danielson goes to suplex Dante off the top ropes. I think it was off the top ropes. but he brings him up. He's got his head under, and Dante's got his arms out, and Dante's doing like spirit fingers, like he's trying to like hype the crowd up that he's about to get suplexed. And it's like, dude, let's stop with the showman stuff right here. You're getting your ass kicked. Like, go limp and let Danielson
just let it
launch
happen.
you. And then shortly after that, Moxley is on the outside. He does another one on the inside too, but the outside one stood out. Dante loves to do his run-in, suicida, flip over, and jump into him, on the outside of the ring. And there's Moxley, who doesn't wrestle in that fashion whatsoever. And he's down there, like, just standing there,
waiting
to put his arms up, waiting for Dante to finish doing this twist with this turn so he can jump and flip. It just didn't. It looks sloppy when you match people like that up.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a problem everywhere.
And it's Dante's, I think, because Dante's young also, and he moves so fast. Like, Dante doesn't take any time to like stop and breathe for a second. Like, let what he just finished doing like settle with the crowd a little bit, and then give him something else. Like, it's flip into twist into whatever Pele kick. It's too much at once. I feel like he needs to slow some of these matches down. And I could tell it kind of looked like it was frustrating for Moxley.
What a randomly built match, too. And it's just, like on Wednesday, they just come on after a segment. It's like, hey, we're going to challenge
you.
Right. Like,
yeah. There was nothing. I mean, I guess maybe they're just picking a team every week, and they're just going to beat somebody up. But in this, they really didn't beat him up.
I just want to work with these guys.
Yeah, in this, they didn't really beat him up. They worked with him. Like, There shouldn't have been much working in this. It should have been. They kept teasing that, they were gonna put Dante or Seidel in a submission, and they were both gonna get him, and they didn't. Like, I know you want to make those guys look strong, but you've spent so many weeks not making them look strong. Putting them in 5-on-5 matches and shit.
Well, it's because the strength of the team is in the Super Juniors tournament in New Japan. Wheeler Yuta.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why he wasn't on it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was wondering. Even Moxley at one of this had to sell a missed kick. He jumped and did a kick across, and he like barely tapped him in the arm shoulder area, and Moxley had to sell that he just got like the shit kicked out of his face. It was like it doesn't fit Moxley. Moxley's just not that type of wrestler. I feel like if anybody's in the ring with Moxley, they need to just get their ass kicked. It was a lot of match for Mox to end with a bloody lip. You made your ass kicking hardcore fucking group star end the match struggling against Dante and all, and at the end of the match he's bleeding. It's like, no, you don't want to see the god bleed. But
yeah, I don't know. I know I've talked about him a lot, but ever since Jeff Hardy came about, I find myself, I guess I don't know if I'm just noticing botches from the flippy shit more. Because that is definitely what I gravitated towards. Because, I mean, one of the first wrestlers that I fell in love with was fucking Rey Mysterio back in WCW. And that's been the base pretty much of what I like, literally what I enjoy most. But this waiting around, like the match with Johnny Elite, and just people waiting around for the spots to catch people, and it's like, this is not. It's getting to the point where I'm not enjoying it.
It's one of those styles that you have to have practice with. Everybody you're wrestling with has to have experience with you. And if you don't have it down, don't do it. Like, unless your timing is perfect, find something else to do.
I mean, love him or hate him, but I think the Bucks are kind of the best in laying out matches like that. And I think they move at a speed that just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I do
their
like
matches tend to be some of the best ones, in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah, that's where I do tend to like them. Is when they do that shit, it doesn't always necessarily make sense, but their timing and their spotting is usually on point.
And on the other side of it, Jurassic Express is some of the more egregious fucking people that just sit there and set up an 8-man suplex for fucking 9 minutes.
Them and the Lucha Brothers, bro.
Yeah.
They put on a literal show.
And it's like, I have a high tolerance of it, but just... And I don't know why, like, the Johnny Elite, him just signaling Joe to move over and then still missing it. It's like, this is just stupid. Yeah. It's not like when we were at Impact, looking at Jay White on the ground, sitting there trying to hand signal whoever, was in front of him. Like, that's different. That you're in the moment, you're there in the match. I've noticed that a lot more lately, and it seems to me like fucking since just Jeff Hardy came, I've just been focusing on a lot more. It seems it's kind of ruined my appreciation for that kind of wrestling.
Yeah. Good God.
So, anything else that you want to bring up before I just?
No, I think we're good to sign off.
I think all the bad wrestling that we've talked about has brought upon a storm on South Texas. And the wrath of God is yelling at me right now that we need to stop talking about this wrestling.
All right, well, that's it for this week's episode of the Wrestlecast. If you want to drop us a line or have a question for us, email us at laughingmangamecast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at laughingmannet. Thank you for listening and see you next time.
See you.
Peace.